Now, there were 160 children and adults at a party. Do I know how many children? Do I know how many adults? I don't know, but I know the total is 160. Okay? Now, sentence number 2, 2/3 of the adults and 2/5 of the children left. So when I see that there is some students leaving, all I want to do is quickly note down, identify this as a B and A. All right, so I want to identify this as B and A. I have children over here, I have adults over here. I don't know what is my before, but I know that my total is 160. 2/3 of the adults. So I know that 2/3 of the adults left. So I'm just going to put 2/3 over here. And if I know that 2/3 left, isn't it true that they have 3/3 at first? Isn't it true that my after has to be 1/3? Okay, so these are some of the things that you want to write down first. And we are going to do the same thing for children. 2/5 left, starting is 5/5. 3/5 is in the end. Now, students, if you are watching this, you need to listen to this, okay? We cannot make the denominator the same. I know a lot of you will think, oh yeah, am I going to make the denominator the same right now? No, we cannot. Why is it that we cannot? Because if I were to make the denominator the same for children and adults, I'm going to say that children is equals to adults. Let me show it to you. If I do this means that children is 15/15, adults is also 15/15. So are you telling me that children and adults is the same amount? If you make the denominator the same, then that's what you're trying to tell me, right? But in this situation, no, they never say anything about equal. So when that happens, you see something like that, you don't know what to do, right? I completely understand why. Okay, so today after this video, you will be able to understand. You see this, for children, I'm just going to call them 5 units. This is 2 units. This is 3 units. Now for adults, if you think this is 3 units, you are not correct. This has to be 3 parts. This has to be 2 parts. This has to be 1 part. Why is that so? Because they are different. So when you get to here, okay, continue with sentence number 4, right? Sentence number 4 says the remaining 68 children and adults stayed till evening. So the remaining is in the after. Now from here itself, right, once you see this, you can find out what is this already, because you see, how did I get from 160 to 68? Right? That's the biggest question that you need to ask yourself. All you need to do is really just 168 minus 68. So this part is 92. This means that these 92 people left the party earlier. Okay? All right. Now, so once you're done with this, right, what are you going to do next? Very simple. Learn how to write it out. You see, what we can see here is that 2 units plus 2 parts is equals to 92. 5 units plus 3 parts is equals to 160. 3 units plus 1 part is equals to 68. Choose any of the 2. I tell my students, choose the easiest one. Okay? So you see, the easiest one to me, it's 2 unit plus 2 part equals to 92. Where did I get that from? I got this from here. Okay? Then I'm also going to choose the second one. 3 units plus 1 part is equals to 68. Now, when you are done writing this down, you have to make parts the same. Make parts the same. Why am I doing that? Because I want to make sure I remove the parts. You see, if I remove the parts, then I can find units, and then I can get to Mr. Greenman, okay, which is my 1 unit. So how do you make parts the same? Very simple. Okay, you just look at 2 parts and 1 part. You realize that I can simply just times 2 to this, times 2 to this, and I times 2 to this, right? When I times 2 to 1 part, it becomes 2 part, all right? So when I do something to my left, I must do something to my right. When I do something to my right, I must do something to my left. So what I get over here will be 6 units plus 2 part is equals to 68 times 2. And that gives me 136, okay? And I have the original one. Do you remember this? So I'm just going to call them 1 and 2. So I'll write over here 2 units plus 2 part is equals to 92. Now what you want to do is, of course, remove away the parts. For 6 units and 2 units, you can minus and you get to 4 units is equals to 136 minus 92. 136 minus 92, that gives me 4 units is equals to 44. Find Mr. Greenman, 1 unit equals to 44 divided by 4. And that gives me 11. Okay? Once you get to Mr. Greenman, you can read the question. How many adults were at the party at first? Cast your eyes on adults. Where's adults? Adults is over here. But unfortunately, we have one unit as 11. But don't worry, we just have to find these 5 units. That gives me 11 times 5. That gives me 55. Agree? Then to find adults at first, I just have to find 3 parts. How do I get 3 parts? Because you see, these 5 units and these 3 parts, when I add them together, is 160. And since I already know that this is actually goes to 55, isn't it true that all I need to do is 160 minus 55? Right? So when I do 160 minus 55, I get to an answer of 105. And this is my answer for A. Now, then after that, they say to find the ratio of the number of children to the number of adults at first. Same thing, right? This is where they want you to get to. So very nice because, okay, I'm just going to write B over here because I have no space. So they want us to find at first children to adults at first. For children, you can see that it's 55. For adults, you can see adults is 3 parts. So adults is 105. So we have 55 is to 105. When I do 55 is to 105, I obviously have to simplify and I get to 11 is to 21. And this is your answer for B. Hi everyone, if you like this video, you can click right here for a similar video or you can view our playlist here.